Last night on Love Island. So we started the episode off with Nicolandria for the finale. So we had a whole tummy full, soul full plate of Nicolandria. You guys will have enough clip farming to do with that for the rest of your life because they gave you enough. When they did that panorama view, Chef's Kiss, it was just such a good final wrap up. Even though we won't be there with them throughout the journey, which I personally think is a good thing for Nicolandria, particularly Olandria of the Nicolandria crew, because it'll give her time to really reflect on what she needs. As we know, she is, people say she a slow burner. I've been tweeting all year that she is a glacier melt. Yeah, she's beyond. Serena was a slow burner. Olandria is a glacier melt. It's going to take a long time for somebody to crack that nut. You saying? With that in mind, it's going to actually be a good thing that she can just be herself, let her emotions flow and decide what is real and what's not. Because she actually does want something real. People talk about Amaya came there for something real and Huda came there for something real. Olandria also is one of those people to me that came there for something real. I forgot to mention, they also gave us the Nicolandria kiss. I know I've seen it. I know you guys were talking about it crazy on TikTok, that Nick had those red lips. I noticed it. I had peeped that early. So I was like, where was that scene? I guess they was going to scrap it, but then they said, okay, let's give it to them because they gave it to us right away. As soon as the episode started, they didn't even hesitate. They say, damn, just like they sick of us. I know they were in the editing room drinking their tea, having their wine, and having a good old kiki with that editing session. They seemed like they just had so much fun. They gave us literally a whole first 15 minutes just straight up Nicolandria and then tie it off with the letters from us. We really held down this season without us. Shout out to us. This season wouldn't have been the same without us. Like the US, we really held it down for a lackluster season. So we really made it a ding. While I was watching the dates, I was a little bit salty that Ace and Shelly wasn't there. I know. I wasn't even a Ace and Shelly big fan. Like if you read my tweets on Blue Sky, I used to always talk about Big Head Ace and his little attitude and all that Mighty Mouse self. But I still end up finding an affection for him, like an affinity for him in the end, because everybody got a little brother like Ace. He just ended up being an endearing character. And once I realized maybe he did start off for the game, but at the end of the day, the game started kicking his butt. Like that reality check that we gave him kind of humbled him enough to like just started enjoying the process. And I think if he would have shown up as that Ace instead of strategic Ace the whole time, or a hater Ace, I think America would have just fell for this guy. He just kind of was just being a knucklehead in certain aspects of it. But I did miss them last night. The villa felt so empty without them. But it is what it is at this point. Next up was Iris and Pepe. They got the catamaran. That's all I'll say. Usually the people who get the catamaran are the winners of Love Island. If you guys are OGs, you guys kind of put two and two together. When they got the catamaran, I was like, hold up. But again, that was just like the producers little playing with us a little bit. Also, I think they were just a chill couple. They could swim, deep dive, and like they had the best use of the catamaran, because I kind of said to myself earlier in the episode, they're not giving Amaya no yacht. I already knew. Or any kind of boat. They need to have something where she's safe and she can be like occupied and give her an activity. So later on in the episode, I fell out laughing when I saw the activity. But we'll talk about that in just 1 second. Next is Chris and Huda. They go on their date. And then it was a really beautiful date. They were in the middle of the water. They had the lanterns all around them. And I knew they were going to do something like that too, because they wanted them to have a deep conversation where they couldn't run off. Because when Huda gets the attitude, she gets up and storms off. So she can't storm off in the middle of no puddle of water. So a lot of the things and a lot of the dates were strategic. But we saw that crash and burn, baby. I mean, it was just diabolical. I think that might have been the worst date in Love Island history. And I watch UK and US versions. I'm actually watching the UK version right now. I'm obviously a lot late, but if you guys want me to recap that, actually I am going to recap that one here too from where I am, because I'm on like episode 25 of the UK version. I have some favorite characters on there, so we could talk about that next time. But as far as the USA, since we're wrapping this up today. Yes, Huda and Chris, it was just crash and burn. Chris was going to hold on for the money the way we were accusing Brian of doing. And even Brian was like, I would just hold on. We're already at the finale. What is the big deal? Like, just play the game, brother. But Chris, he was just too through with Huda at that point, and he couldn't hang on. Huda, I think she made the good decision by making them friends, and also just not roaring like she usually do. Courage doesn't always have to roar. So I really was proud of Huda for standing her ground, but being respectful at the same time, because that Jeremiah Huda situation in the beginning definitely left a bad taste in my mouth. So to see her have that growth and that progression was 10 out of 10 chef kiss. I was very proud of her. And in the end, the speeches they gave to one another was really heartwarming, and I felt like it made Chris, to me, seem just like a true class act. So I enjoyed their wrap up for the season. And I knew Amaya was the winner. This the last date, Brian and Amaya. I already knew. As soon as she came out in that Geechee Betty Boop dress with the flowers at the bottom, I said, Clark it. I knew, because that was a winner's dress. They started the night with the short sequences, like the styling department. They had planned out her whole look, and it was just so beautiful. And then she gave me, I'm the Dominican Cinderella. She already won, because Cinderella, what? She won, the prince. And Brian making it exclusive and closing it off. And I think what really solidified it for him was not only, like, seeing her and appreciating her on this journey, but I think it was that photo album, I think, really helped him understand, like, we're very much alike. Like, we are in the same space. I can actually make this girl my wife. Like, I can make this girl a part of my life. And if not anything, I always say for Love Island, because they're so young, they can always be best friends. And I was tweeting this last night as well. I see them being like the new Hannah and Marco. They remind me of each other, and Hannah and Marco are doing really, really good right now. They're engaged to each other. They just got engaged, and they're a beautiful couple. If you guys don't know who they are, just search them. Hannah and Marco, I believe they were season 5. They were one of my favorite couples. They just got each other. It was like just one of those kind of timeless couples, and that's what I see in Amaya and Brian. So I'm rooting for them. I wish them the best, but again, these guys are young, so I don't know what's going to happen with them, but whatever it is, I'm just so proud of them. And the way Brian said, my dad said money is not necessarily the end all and be all of things, and I'm going to split this with my girl because she got you there. And he would have been the villain of the life if he wouldn't have done that. He would have belonged on F-Boy Island. Y'all watch that one on HBO? That was a crazy show. So beautiful wrap up. Ariana Grande looked like a beautiful Greek goddess. Olandria looked like a beautiful golden goddess. It was just a stunning night. They wrapped it up. And so Amaya came in first. Andrea came in second. Shout out to us for shipping their relationship together. Chris and Huda came out third, which I wasn't shocked about. And then Hannah, Iris, and Pepe came out in 4th place. So I feel like it rounded out really well. And all in all, it was a pretty crazy and chaotic season, and I'm kind of happy it's over. So until next time, I will be watching the Beyond Villa, so catch me here next time. We'll recap that, and don't forget to follow me and also follow my YouTube page. Bye guys.